So we're getting towards the end of this 300 TDI rebuild of Jaws. It's sort of looking nice. I've got some injector pipes to put on. They just came last night. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to get the smoke tester out and give it a whirl. And as you can hear, it's bubbling away. So that means there's a leak. Now, the first leak I found was from here. This was the oil cap. The seal had gone a bit dry. There is a second leak, but not very important because it's not going to leak oil. And it's right down under here. It's the shaft for the turbo wastegate control. I'm not bothered about that whatsoever because that's not going to leak oil, and once it's warm it'll expand and it'll be nice and tight again. So because you see, the thing is, when you put smoke into the crankcases, it gets everywhere, and it gets eventually past the piston rings. It works its way past the piston rings and into the combustion chambers, and then eventually into the manifolds. Well, that's irrelevant in the manifolds. We're looking for oil leaks, but there is a leak. There is a nasty leak somewhere, and it was quite a surprise because I ain't seen one like this before. Land Rover's sort of like the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? So where's it leaking from? It's leaking from here, and the only way you can sort of see it properly is like that. Look at that. Can you see it? I have never seen one leak from there before. That was a brand new pump, uni pump. Now the problem with that is, if I've got my pointy light on, this would have leaked from here, and look, you can hardly see it. You can only see it when you put the light on like that, look. Isn't it clever? Isn't that good? Worth its weight in gold, that machine. Now what would happen is oil would drip, drip, drip down onto the top of this engine mounting, along the mounting, ease its way through the sump, you know, the gasket, you know, the joint between the block and the sump, and you would think it would be the crank seal leaking or the sump gasket leaking. It isn't. It's that bloody thing there. So I'm going to just quickly publish this so Joe can see it. It was a uni-pump made in Turkey, same place as Land Rover one, surprise, surprise. But I don't think they ever test them for leaks like this. They just sort of clang them together. But it's not, funny enough, it's not leaking out of the hose here. You know, so the valves are good. That's not a problem there. So let's see what happens with that. That came from LR Direct, and it's not their fault. They don't test anything either, but I'm sure they can rectify the situation. All right, just a quickie. See ya.